Somebody said a quote one time in my 300 levels. The person said, "Experience is the best teacher, but must it be your experience?" Makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense. I don't have to be the one. I don't have to be the one that had to suffer. People have already gone before me. So, I shouldn't suffer those kind of things. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Like, it's been so long. Yeah, it's been my fault actually. I've been trying to look for excuses, not to get back the channel running and all that, basically. But I think it's I'm tired of giving excuses. It's time to get back to it is what it is. We post on IG, then we do the video towards that on YouTube. So yeah, basically, and we decided to kickstart the. I'm very sorry I keep using the word we. Just take me like that. So we decided to kickstart again. It is what it is, and we decided to kickstart with fatherhood. Jan is not married. He has not given birth yet. What does he really have to say about fatherhood? Well, it's one of those things, and I'm going to come from a different perspective today. We're basically talking about John the Baptist in the place of fatherhood, and all right. So, fatherhood, and our anchor scripture is going to take it from Luke 1:13 to 17. But my emphasis basically is on verse 17. Yeah, talking about when the angel appeared to Zechariah and he told him that your son is going to come in the spirit, he's going to go in the spirit and the power of Elias. I mean, that is such a mind blowing revelation. I mean, it's so powerful. I mean, imagine I'll be the greatest pops. I'll be puppy on. I'll be the greatest father on earth if my father is going to come in. If my son rather is going to come in that kind of ambience. But anyways, that is basically what we want to talk about. You know, the life of John the Baptist was such one too that we can resonate with. Is one that we can actually relate with, because many of us Christians these days, we press into God, we do things, we pray 7 hours, 13 hours, hey, Bible study, yeah, blah 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 blah. And that could be relatable to the kind of life John lived. John was a man that spent his life in the wilderness, literally. Even when it was time for his day of outpouring, basically, he actually still spent it in the wilderness. People still came to look for him, not like as if he went to do all the things he went to do. People came to look for him, and that can be relatable actually in our time and age, whereby as believers we press into God, we do the things we're meant to do. God begins to endure us with little snippets of power here and there and all that, and then boom, it seems like we don't need the Father again. And actually, that was the kind of life John the Baptist lived. When I look at that story, when I look at that story of the things that it was said concerning John the Baptist, him living the life that Elias had lived, the spirit and power of Elias, and looked at how he lived and how he ended up, he probably didn't fulfill destiny. I don't know, my lenses might be wrong, but that's the way I look at it. He probably did not fulfill destiny. For instance, the way he died, Elijah could not even die. He was carried, basically. But John the Baptist died like a mere mortal. He died like somebody that, you know. But then it is what it is, basically. That's what we're talking about here. It is what it is. So we have that problem, and that's probably because we have not acknowledged the whole thing around fatherhood. Now, I believe that if John the Baptist had sat down and had a proper conversation with his father, said, "Daddy, okay, I understand that I'm your son, and I understand that a lot of things are going to happen and all that to me. I would like to know what you think regarding my life and destiny." That might have been able to help John to solve some puzzles in his life. But probably because he never had a proper conversation with his father, there were some things that he couldn't do or become. He couldn't come into the fullness of destiny. Meanwhile, the things that God tells your father, whether spiritual, academic, work life, material, and all that, he'll probably never tell you, because God is not a waste spirit. So he believes that if he has told your father, right, then he doesn't have to tell you. So if you don't develop a correct son-father culture with your spiritual father, with your physical father, you probably would not be able to walk and operate in the fullness, right, of the things you ought to operate in. Oh yes, John lived a very good life. He was the forerunner of Jesus, yes, but he could have been more. I believe, I might be wrong, but I believe that he could have been more. He could have been more. So that was the problem. That was the problem. And when you look at these things, you just discover that, man, there really could have been more. There could have been more. We forget that quote about Einstein that says, I am, what's that quote again? I something father, I stand, and I put it in my this thing. Can you imagine? Not bag me, but it talks about I do better than those that have gone before me. I'm not sure that's the exact quote, but something around that. I do better than those that have gone before me because I stood on their shoulder. So I see farther. I remember. I see farther than those that have gone before me because I stand on the shoulders that have gone before me. So you're not just seeing from your lenses, you are seeing from those that have gone before you. So basically, we would be limited by the information we have if we don't understand the correct approach to life by having a father. So basically, you're enjoying God, and then your father just tells you. Now, when I mean father, I don't mean spiritual, I don't mean physical, I mean in every facet of your life. It could be your work boss, it could be anything, it could be in any area of your life. And it's good to actually have a spiritual father. It's good to have a father in everything you're doing, spiritual, physical, and it might not be one person per every area of life. It might just be one person to cover all these areas of lives. But basically, you just need to have a father. You need to have a covering. So Einstein was basically saying that the reason why I am this known is because I have stood on the shoulder of those that went before me. Literal stuff. Easy peasy. So somebody said a quote one time in my 300 levels. The person said, experience is the best teacher, but must it be your experience? Makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense. I don't have to be the one that had to suffer. People have already gone before me. So, I shouldn't suffer those kind of things. Apostle Rema was saying something, and then he said there was this lady that chased him all through school and all that. But when he was now telling his own spiritual son, he said, this and this and these are the things you need to avoid because I have told that part already. And that's the way it should be. There should have been a conversation between John the Baptist and his dad. That, well, I don't know everything God has said concerning me, basically, but I believe since you're my father, you should have some information regarding me. And there and then, things would have changed. John would have had a better perspective to life because now he had a better and more wholesome view about how his destiny would be. And that's the truth. That's the truth. So we need to actually come to terms with the fact that, man, you can't. God will probably not reveal everything to you. Yes, God will probably not reveal everything to you. So you need to actually know that. So, that being said, and unfortunately for us, the one that has sent us and the one that is opposing us knows who we ought to be. For instance, the story of that young lion that was raised up with goats. Yes, his own dad, the lion, already knows he's a lion. The hunter also knows he's a lion. But him being with his goats, they probably think they are goats. So until he comes out from that shell on tracing who his real father is, he probably would never know that he has more potential than he has. Oh, he's still doing the things, he's still going to farm, he's still doing the things that the goats are doing, but there is more to him than he's currently exhibiting. Exactly, there is more. So if he does not come in that fullness by having a proper conversation with those that God have placed above him, then there'll be a problem. You'll probably just live a life of a goat forever and never attain into the son or the lion he is meant to be. And that's the simple truth. That's the simple truth. So, and I'm not talking about just spiritual. Like I said earlier, it applies to every area of life. I mean, things get better when you can relate to your boss and say, well, I don't understand this thing, can you put me through? And you just feel that he could help. Not that you carry all the burden of life on top of your head and try to run the rat race. I was trying to do something the other day and I spent the whole day trying to do it because I didn't have somebody to guide me. So if you have a guide, unlike John, just maybe you won't have died the way John died. Maybe destiny won't have been cut short. Just maybe. And finally, I think it's time to ask your spiritual father, your physical father, your work father, whatever it is. When I mean father, I don't mean someone that's old, right? I don't mean somebody that is there. I just mean somebody that can be a guide over you, that can be that can be a watch that can help you. Start asking some salient question. Number one, sir, what are the things God have revealed to you concerning me? Number two, what do you think I'm capable of doing that I'm not presently doing? Number three, how do you think I should go about this task in front of me? I think I might know the way, but I think you have a better view to this thing. Number four, what relationship do you think I should drop? What do you say? All those kind of questions. It could actually help you attain a more glorious destiny, honestly. So I want to make this particular video short because the welcome back video, we had stopped for a long time and it seemed like we're getting back, and also it's going to be short. So thank you very much. And I'm going to see if, except I'm going to be having somebody on set, like somebody that would be, I'll also be, these videos might not be so long, but for now, thank you very much. And of course, I know we're just coming back. Share this video, subscribe, like, comment. Let me see your view on the whole matter. And we hope to see you again next Monday. Yeah, probably to be dropped. So next Tuesday. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, we'll try to drop in this every Tuesday, God willing. I want to make this a challenge for myself. Get back. And so thank you very much. God bless you for following us all through. See you next week. Please, if you have not subscribed, like Pastor Ram say, you're about the only one in the world that hasn't subscribed. So do that. Share to people. Let them understand this fact that you can't live life alone. You can't live life in the wilderness. You can't live life as an island. No man's an island, they say. So Fatherhood, the life of John the Baptist, Luke chapter 1, verse 13 to 17. I probably want to read that up and get the story of what I'm trying to say. Thank you very much. God bless you. See you next week.
It is what it is. It is what it is.